Washington, D.C. kicking off the year with a dramatic drop in crime less than 6 months after President Trump sent in the National Guard. 3 weeks without a homicide. That has not happened in Washington, D.C. in decades. With that, we bring in Jeanine Pirro, U.S. Attorney for D.C. Great to see you, Jeanine. Thank you for joining us. What do you think is the secret sauce here that has given you these great results for the people of D.C.?
Well, look, we're very, very proud of what's going on in the district here because, you know, it's not luck and it's not magic. It's focus, and it is having a president who is willing to give us the resources that we need to make a difference in the district. Look, with the enhanced federal partnership, with the focus by my office, we now have a district that has the fewest recorded homicides in history. Think about it. The truth is, Martha, that in 2023, D.C. had the 4th highest homicide rate in the country. And D.C. is not that big of an area. And now we have the lowest recorded homicides in history, virtually one. Another one was a homicide that occurred last year, but they didn't declare it a homicide until just now. So what is this all about? This is about getting chronic offenders off the street. It's about making sure that there are consequences when we do get them off the street. And it's about taking guns off the street. Now, since the surge happened, there have been 9,500 arrests and almost 1,000 guns taken off the street. When you do that, those guns cannot be used in homicides or assaults with deadly weapons or in any kind of carjacking or any kind of robbery. What we've got now is a clear focus where my office under my leadership is now involved in making sure that only 10% of the cases go unprosecuted. My predecessor had 60% of the cases that went unprosecuted. My prosecutors know they've got to put a case together, they've got to make it solid, and we take it to court. We find the disruptors of the disruptors and those committing the violence, and we make sure that they are the ones who are accountable. And you bring a gun into the district, you mark my words, you're going to jail. I don't care if you have a license in another district, and I don't care if you're a law-abiding gun owner somewhere else. You bring a gun into this district, count on going to jail, and hope you get the gun back. And that makes all the difference.
Yeah, it's amazing how accountability works, you know, when people think that if they actually get arrested, they might have to do time and they might be taken off the street. It sort of puts a little different message into people's heads. Let's take a look at these charts, and they are impressive. This is violent crimes by the month in D.C., and you can see on this chart we put on where the deployment of the National Guard kicked in August, and this is homicides by the month in D.C., and there again we put in where the deployment of the National Guard happened, and of course you were in charge of this district around that time and before that time as well. Here's Mayor Muriel Bowser, Mayor Muriel Bowser. She didn't want this initially, and this is back in August of 2025. Watch this.
I don't think the National Guard should be used for law enforcement. And I think calling men and women from their homes and their jobs and their families, they have to be used on their, on mission-specific items that benefit the nation. I don't think you have an armed militia in the nation's capital.
So I know that you have talked about having a good relationship with the mayor. Does she feel differently about this now?
I think the mayor does feel differently about it. And yes, I do have a good relationship with the mayor. Look, this is about making sure that it's a partnership. It's the only way we're going to solve the problem. And we are solving this problem. We are solving more homicide cases than we ever have in the district. And the mayor now is seeing what this combined resource allocation is doing. We've got all kinds of benefits with technology and new databases and plugging in all kinds of tracking that she didn't have before. And, the mayor has always believed in making the city safe. What the president has done and what the Attorney General Pam Bondi has done is they've created the equation and the pieces to the equation that get us to the point where we get a good resolution. My office is working every day on unsolved homicide cases. We've got more solved homicides than we've had in decades in the district. It's all about focus, partnership, and being being serious and making sure that you don't say, well, this is a little different. You know, it's good enough right now. It's still not good enough, Martha. It's never good enough unless there's no crime.
You're a very hard worker, and you don't mess around, and I think that's why you're seeing great results. We have to go, but I just want to mention that I know you spoke with Andrew Wolf's parents, and this is one of the National Guard members who was gravely injured and is doing well, and we pray for him. His mother's incredible. Well, real quick, Jeanine.
If I can say something about him, I know you're short on time.
Please.
Great medical care, a supportive family, determination on his part. He's going to be 25 on February 10th. This kid is a hero. Thank God he's a miracle. The family is feeling great. Keep praying for him. He needs your prayers. He's going to be okay.
God bless him. Jeanine Pirro, thank you. As always, it's